Yo, what's going on, guys? In this video, we're going to talk about the most common beliefs that hold closers back from having the success that they want in the game of sales. Because here's something that I know, is that if your level of ambition does not match your level of belief, it's very hard to build the bridge to get there. So let me explain what I mean by that. See, if your level of ambition right now as a closer is to build generational wealth for you and your family, see, everybody probably wants that, to build generational wealth. But if you don't believe it's actually possible, your chances of hitting that target are almost zero. So in this training, I think it's going to be very important to step one, identifying those beliefs in our life that are holding us back, because the most commonly held beliefs, we never go and recognize them, and then if we don't recognize them, we can't change them. So we're going to talk about that, but then we're also going to talk about the most common beliefs that I see that hold closers back. And once you can eradicate these beliefs and then replace them with empowering beliefs, you can have much more success on your sales calls. So step number one, guys, is you must identify the beliefs that are currently holding you back right now in your life. And what I mean by that is you need to take time, right? Take time out of your day, out of your week, to write down the beliefs that you believe right now are holding you back. And the way you can identify them is by having the conversations with yourself. So you can say, okay, hey, if right now your goal is to build generational wealth, well, what does that mean? What does it take to get that generational wealth? How much money does that equate to? What investments does that equate to? And then you can reverse engineer the math. You can say, okay, I need to make, $800,000 a year, which breaks down into X amount of money per month, which breaks down to X amount of money per day. And see, as you start reverse engineering the math and you start saying, well, wait a minute. I don't even think that's possible. I mean, how am I gonna make $2,000, $3,000 a day? Is that even possible? And as you go through this exercise, you're gonna start identifying, wait a minute, this is my goal. This is my current belief of achieving this goal. I need to replace that. So step one is identify the belief that is holding you back. Step two is to challenge the belief. See, this is how you know a belief is valid. A belief is only valid if it's true 100% of the time. So for example, if your belief right now is, you know what, it's really, really hard to lose weight for myself, and it's just, I've tried for years and it's just not gonna happen. Well, that is a belief that is not 100% true all the time. That is just something that you tell yourself, but it doesn't mean that it's true, right? Just because you say it doesn't mean that you have to accept it as truth, because the only beliefs that are actually true are the beliefs that are real 100% of the time. So once you challenge the belief, you can make note to yourself that, oh, you know what? This is not true. I can replace this belief, which is step three. You replace the bad belief with an empowering belief. So if your belief right now is that $3,000 is hard to make and that it's probably not going to happen, then you can replace that belief with, oh, you know what? $3,000 actually just breaks down to X, Y, and Z. I can attain that. And if I attain that, here's what this looks like. This is how I can attain this and make it much more manageable. Because we've all heard the phrase, right? How do you consume an elephant? Well, you consume an elephant one bite at a time. And it's no different in your life as a closer as you start challenging these beliefs in your life. So step one is to identify the belief. Step two is to challenge the belief. Step three is to replace the bad belief with an empowering belief. And so with that being said, let's dive into the most common beliefs that I see holding closers back. The first belief that I see, guys, is that I don't want to be pushy in sales. I don't want to be pushy. Believing that you are being pushy if you ask for the sale. And this is a detrimentally bad belief, because what it's going to prevent you from doing is being assertive in the close and having a level of conviction over your prospect. See, anytime that you're trying to sell something and your first thought is, oh my gosh, I'm being pushy, as opposed to believing I'm being a servant. See, turn pushy into being a servant, because that's what sales is all about. Anytime you think you're being pushy, really what you're trying to do is you're trying to be a servant to the prospect by letting the prospect see for himself that, wait a minute, Mr. Prospect, you're here in life. You want to get over here in life. The only way you're going to do that is by having the opportunity to do so. And that opportunity is in the form of using our product, right? So belief number one that I see that is common in salespeople is that they don't want to push because they think they're being pushy when really they're being a servant. Turn pushy into being a servant, that's an empowering belief that will allow you to stay in the close, ask for the sale multiple times, and have more success throughout the sales process. Belief number two is believing that a lower price is going to help the prospect more. Oftentimes what I find in sales conversations is a rep gets somebody on the phone and their level of belief is saying, oh, you know what, they probably can't afford X, so let me pitch them Y. Right? So instead of trying to serve the prospect and get them into the best product that's going to absolutely solve their problem, they try to give the prospect a product that is cheaper because they believe that the cheaper product is helping the prospect because, oh, I don't want them to spend more money. Oh, I don't think that's going to fit in their budget. So they pitch them something inferior simply because it's their belief that the prospect can't afford it, or that I don't want to do the prospect harm, or that the prospect needs to pay their bills, when in reality, most people that are bad with money will be bad with money regardless, right? If you don't know how to manage your money, it's not your problem as the salesperson to help somebody manage their money. Your problem right now is to help the customer solve their problem in the best way that you know how. And usually that is by offering the most expensive product to the customer that's gonna actually help solve their problem. So belief is, if I offer something cheaper, it's gonna be better for the prospect, and that's gonna hurt you way more than it's gonna help you accomplish your goals in sales. Belief number three, guys, is believing that the customer is not interested in what you're selling because they gave you an objection, right? So you get down to the end of the call and the customer gives you objection, and then your first thought is, oh, well, you know what, they're probably just not interested. You know what, this product is, they probably just don't want the product. Oh, they probably didn't like, what I had to offer. Oh, they probably just, this probably isn't the right fit for them. So what you do is you believe and you convince yourself that the prospect is not interested, giving yourself an easy out to get off the phone, when really the belief that's gonna empower you is that no, the prospect is always interested, they always wanna buy, but there's some type of fear or concern holding the prospect back that I haven't addressed yet. So instead of believing that the prospect is just not interested in what you are offering, replace that belief with like, oh my gosh, no, the prospect is super interested in what I'm offering right now. This is why they gave me the objection, and this is how I'm gonna help the prospect get over the objection and then get into the program or the product. That is a negative belief that can turn into an empowering belief to help you close more deals. Belief number four is believing that sales is a numbers game. And don't get me wrong, guys. In a lot of ways, sales does become a numbers game. But here's the problem with that belief that we've been taught over and over and over in every sales book and every training, is that sales is numbers. But you and I as humans, we don't connect like that. We don't think in terms of numbers, right? How we make more sense of stuff and how we feel better as humans is we think better in terms of relationship, right? Nobody wants to say, oh my gosh, like, hey, all I'm doing all day is I'm just running numbers through my head. It's much more of an empowering feeling knowing that, dude, I'm building relationships, I'm changing lives, and I'm impacting people daily. So instead of having the belief that sales is a numbers game, I think a much more empowering belief that's gonna help you close way more deals is that sales is a people game. I'm in the people business. I'm in the business of not just running numbers. I'm in the business of talking to humans, figuring out what they're doing in their life and how I can help them. And see, when you turn sales from a numbers game into a connection game, into a human game, what that does is it makes you feel more aligned as a closer. Because now you can say, oh my gosh, like I'm out there helping, I'm changing people's lives. And that'll get you fired up to get on the next call and the next call and to stay in the close and to help people more than just say, oh, you know what? Okay, all I need to do today is just talk to 5 people and then I can just run the numbers and then I'll close, 25% of that and then I'll get my one close today. See, that doesn't empower anybody. Empower yourself by believing that sales is a people game over a number game. And that will help you close more deals and be more efficient on the phone. And belief number 5 that I think holds a lot of closers back is believing that the success that you want in this game, you're gonna achieve by yourself. You think that the level of success that you want to achieve, you're going to get there by yourself. You've probably heard the phrase before, oh, that guy is self-made. And let me challenge that belief really quick, because the belief that I hold is that nobody's self-made. Everybody got to where they're at because of other people in their life. That could be a spouse, that could be a mentor, that could be a friendship, because somebody believed in you before you believed in yourself. So a common misbelief that closers have is that I can do it on my own. And even though you don't say that to yourself, you show it through your actions, because you're not reaching out for help, you're not reaching out for external accountability, you don't have a mentor, you don't have a coach, and you don't rely on other people to help you get to the next level of success in your life. I would not be here today without other people in my life. There is no way that I would say that I am self-made. And there's no way that you can say that you're gonna be self-made, because this life is surrounded by people that influence us on a daily basis. So a negative belief is that I can do it on my own. The empowering belief is that I will need other people in my corner to get to the next level of success. And that might be, hey, I might need to go hire a mentor, a coach. Hey, I might need to start talking more to my spouse or significant other. Hey, I might need to be reaching out to my peers to help them guide me and hold me accountable in my next level of success. And that belief right there, if you just change that simple tweak, it can just skyrocket your success, and your new levels of growth can be untapped, and you can go to the next level. All right, guys, with that being said, I hope this video really helps you imagine, guys, what's possible in your life. And remember what I said in the beginning of the video. If your level of belief does not match your level of ambition, you will never get to your ambition. All right, so with that being said, guys, 2 asks that I have at the end of every video, because I make this content for absolutely free, guys. There's no strings attached. Number 1, if you could smash the like button, guys, that would really appreciate that. And then number 2, guys, if you want to get more hands-on access to myself, more in-depth training on closing, how to close more deals, there's a link in the description to the Closers Network. I would encourage you to join. It's absolutely free, and inside we give more training, more free products, courses to help you take your game to the next level. And like always, guys, we'll be back for another training soon. Rich out.